Hi everyone, welcome to the Biochemist Yogi. This is Marcela, and this is the yoga channel I have set up for you to provide you with accessible, fun yoga classes with a little bit of science into them. But I decided to set up this video so I could explain to you guys who I am, where I come from, when did I start my yoga practice, but also about props and that sort of thing that you can use during your yoga practice, especially if you are a beginner, moving on into intermediate and advanced. However, I do focus more on yoga that is more accessible for everyone, so more into beginners. I do offer different variations of each posture, so depending on which level of yoga you are, you can then choose the one that's best for you. But also how you're feeling on the day if you want to challenge yourself a little bit. However, I do recommend you be careful because you do not want to cause any injuries during your yoga practice. Welcome, and I will answer the questions now. So why the Biochemist Yogi? So I am a PhD student in biochemistry and metabolism, a final year PhD student, and my work focuses primarily on interactions in the body, how the body functions in disease and in health. And I've been practicing yoga for a while, so I thought, well, this is a really nice combination. That's why I decided to go with the Biochemist Yogi, because I am, after all, in a trade, a biochemist. And this is where the name came up from. I hope that kind of makes sense. I just thought it was going to be a nice name for it. So I started practicing yoga about 5 years ago, but I only started to get really into the practice around 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago, when I started visiting the hot pot yoga in Bristol, where I live. And I started attending the classes every day, solid, apart from weekends, sometimes some weekends. And I just absolutely fell in love with it. I loved the practice. I thought it was incredible. My body felt amazing after every time. And the heat was actually quite nice as well. But I started getting more into the philosophy of yoga, the breathing techniques, the meditation, everything combined together as a whole, which for me is incredible. The yoga philosophy is amazing. And as I started learning more about it, I decided I wanted to train. And that brings me to the next question. So I completed my training last year in November with a CT Yoga International. I am a 200-hour certified Hatha and Vinyasa yoga teacher, as well as a restorative yoga teacher, which I did alongside my course. And after I finished my my yoga teacher training, I thought, well, I really want to just spread the word of yoga to other people, have people practice with me, show them how incredible yoga really is and how it can help you. So I decided to set up my YouTube channel earlier this year, so I could provide people with easy, nice videos that can be used by beginners, intermediate, advanced, depending on the variation they want to use for each posture. And that's how kind of like the whole thing came to be, the fact that I am a PhD student and that I really love yoga and that I really want to people to have access to yoga. So I just decided to come up with the Biochemist Yogi channel, so you guys can visit whenever you want it and practice wherever in the world you are. Although I do mostly do the practices in English, I would like to start doing them in my mother tongue as well, which is Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, which is where I'm come from Brazil. So eventually I will be providing more Brazilian Portuguese classes, as well as English speaking classes for everyone, to make it a bit more accessible for people that don't actually speak English in my country as well. For my friends, my family, that would be very nice. But yeah. So I hope that answered a couple of questions on how I came to be, how I got into my yoga practice and my certifications as well. And now I just wanted to kind of like talk a little bit about the props that I use during classes and that I might use in future classes as well, that you might want to either invest in or just have something else that you can replace it with if you are at home practicing. So the two main ones, most important ones that we use are the blocks, the yoga blocks. You can buy them off of the internet. These ones are like eco-responsible foam blocks. And you can also have a yoga strap. With both of these, so with the yoga strap, you can always replace it with a towel or a t-shirt or something that you can hold on to. That won't rip, preferably. A belt maybe, although it's a bit more hard than the strap. The material is a bit harder. And with the blocks, you can always use thick books or big books that you have at home. Those can actually be quite handy if you have them. Just to kind of like a couple of postures where you want to have like a bit more of a lift, or if you want to practice, for example, handstands, or even with the downward facing dog, you can have the blocks under your hands to help elongate your spine and have your hips a bit more up. So there's lots of different variations that you can use blocks and straps for. Over here. And also I invested in this because I've been practicing it for quite a while. So I bought a bolster. So these bolsters are yogi bolsters. They're also sustainable ones that I bought. These are mainly for restorative practice. But you can use it in any sort of practice, especially at the end during Shavasana. You can put them under your thighs if your back is feeling a bit sore. It's really nice to use it in pigeon. There is a restorative class that I made a couple of weeks ago, and that one goes perfect with a pigeon. It's very nice for releasing the body. You don't have to invest in one of these unless you really, really want to. You can always wear a pillow or a blanket if you have one, kind of like this, just to use it to prop yourself up or to hold your body down as well. So those are props that you can use and you can have for your yoga practice, and those are the ones that I'm going to mainly use throughout my classes as well. But like I said, you can have variations of each of them. You don't need to focus on just one of them. And those are the main points. Obviously a mat, like a yoga mat, if you have one, if you can have one, those are quite handy. Get a nice one that has a nice grip as well, especially when you're in down dog. That's a bit hard to hold on to. That's why we say to hold on to your fingertips so it doesn't bruise your wrists, but also so you have more of a grip on your mat so you can hold yourself up in down dog properly. But that's it for the props as well. So if you do have any questions about the yoga practice or about myself or about anything else, please feel free to ask them in the comments below or on my Instagram as well, which is tagged on my YouTube channel. If you like to see more of the videos, and you can like them and subscribe to them as well. And I hope to see you more often and see you more times practicing with me. I love hearing people say that they really enjoy the class and that they felt really good, felt really relaxed afterwards. My husband is the winner for that. He really likes to tell me he felt very relaxed afterwards. The restorative, of course, not the actual power flow, which will come in more future videos as well. So thank you very much for watching my introductory video. That was a bit longer than I expected it to be. But I will be seeing you in the classes. Namaste.